Well, we know that first impressions are so important. One of the things that really sets up relationships, and that is also true when it comes to kids. Our master mom, Amanda Olson, has some tips on how to help set our kids up for success. We're teaching our children how to make that first impression. Amanda, great to have you back on the show.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Kind of starting at the very beginning here, the first real skills when we start kind of reaching out and starting to build those relationships.
Right, and at the academy, we have kids coming in that start class. We start at age 4. So we do meet a lot of little people that are coming in at 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, and how to meet somebody, because their parents bring them in and they have instructors to meet. They have, maybe they'll see one of their parents' friends there, and they want to say, oh, this is my little boy or my little girl. And so it does help if you prepare your children on, all right, we're going to be meeting a teacher today, or we're going to be meeting an instructor today. Let's talk about how we're going to say hello to them. So you kind of prep them so they're not just, oh, I've got to meet them and talk to them. They don't really know how to express that other than they just hide behind your leg.
Exactly. Yes, they do. Well, and I think sometimes as parents too, we mean well, but I find myself constantly answering for my child,
right?
Or prepping him instead of maybe stepping back and allowing him and teaching him to start doing those things. And once we can start it, it becomes a little less intimidating.
Right, right. And some kids are really shy, and it's difficult for them. So my advice on that is just to take it one little step at a time. If they smiled and made eye contact, and that was a huge big deal, then you make a big deal of it to them. You did so great. You smiled, and and then maybe next time they'll have the confidence to say hello, and then before you know it, just like riding a bike, one little step at a time, and then it becomes, oh, this is how you say hello to people, and they'll get positive responses back.
And I think too, if you don't do that, it becomes a bigger issue as they get older, and I think it makes it harder for them to branch out and make that contact versus doing it at a young age. Right,
right. And even if your 7 or 8-year-old is having trouble with that, it doesn't hurt to practice and say, hey, let's try and get over this. It doesn't mean if you missed it at 4, like it's never going to happen. You can always practice. And even as adults, I know when we know we're going to an interview or to speak or meet somebody, it doesn't hurt for us to do a little role playing with a friend, just to give us that confidence. So kids are the same way.
Well, and it seems like too, those are the first steps, and if that starts out good, it sort of sets yourself up for good relationship builders. But if that kind of goes awry and it's awkward in the beginning, it's sort of hard to recover for any person at any age.
Right. So children that maybe you want them to make a good impression, which we all do, but maybe they just didn't. They started crying, they hid behind your leg, maybe they even turned and ran away. If we take that moment and get upset with them and get angry with them and get mad at them, then they can't help but relate meeting someone and having to speak up with a negative experience. Then they've got the added pressure of, well, if I don't do it right, my parent's going to get mad at me. So if that happens, I just suggest I have a line that I give parents to tell other people when they're having a struggle with their child, and it's, I appreciate your patience, we're working on this. And it's a very simple line, and every adult can understand that has anything to do with children.
Yes, yes.
We're all working on something.
I was going to say, we've all been there.
Right.
So it just kind of makes you feel included
right.
in that process.
Right.
And maybe even they can help you a little bit as well.
Yeah, yes. And for another adult to tell you, yeah, we went through that too, or here's how we worked on it. But don't get mad at your child if they do that. Just go home and practice and try to do better next time.
Takes a village, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
All right, well, here is some information. If you have a question and you would like us to ask Amanda, you can always send it to us at askmastermom.com. Also visit their website right there, or give them a call. It's Olson's Martial Arts Academy right in downtown Johnson City. We'll be right back.
The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by